Hi there, this is Brenda with Keenan Kreations, and today I'm going to show you how to create this background using the Bokeh technique. To get started, we're going to use shimmery white cardstock, and this is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. We're going to use 3 inks, Bermuda Bay, Tempting Turquoise, and Pool Party. We'll start with Bermuda Bay. We're going to use a stamping sponge, and I just like to grip it like this so this is nice and round, and we're going to rub it across the ink pad. Now we have 3 colors, so I'm going to try to cover about 1/3 of this cardstock with each color, and I'm going to go in a soft circular motion. And then I'm just going to repeat this 2 more times. And our next color is Tempting Turquoise. And again, we're going to rub the sponge across the ink pad. And we're going to go in a circular motion. It's going to be okay if we overlap the colors a little bit. Our last color is Pool Party. And this is the lightest blue. So you can overlap the other 2 blues. You just want to have different shades of the same color, or if you're using different colors, just make sure that they look okay if they overlap a little bit. If you overlap yellow and red, you're going to get orange, and that's still going to be pretty, but you don't want to end up with something kind of not so pretty. Now I left the ink pads open because I want to go back and add some more colors after I first lay them down. You might see certain areas where you need to just add a little bit more sponging. You want the background to be nice and vibrant for this technique. Next we have a piece of cardstock vellum. This is nice and thick, and I've punched it with 3 different size circle punches. We're going to use white craft ink, and we're going to add the ink with a sponge dauber. Now you'll notice this dauber is tinted blue, so when we start rubbing the white craft ink onto this sponged cardstock, it's going to lift some of that blue up, and it's also going to transfer some of that ink to your ink pad. So I like to kind of minimize the contamination of ink and only use the ink in the corner here. So you're going to set your template pretty much anywhere, and you're just going to go in a circular motion. And then just repeat that for the other circles. Now I also wanted to point out, when I punched these circles, I tried to make sure I wasn't too close to the edge and I wasn't too close to the other circles, because you can see there's some excess white ink around the edges, and you just need to have spacing as you're doing this sponging. So there's our first few circles, and now you're going to set this down again, and you're going to try to overlap some of these circles, and you just repeat this process. Now you'll notice I'm not going back to the white craft ink. I want to use as much of the ink off of this sponge first before going back to the ink pad. The reason is you need to have different shades of white to have the depth come through on this card. So you want some of these circles to look like they're farther back and some to look like they're closer. And the way you're going to achieve that is you're going to add these circles just like this, but you're going to go back afterwards and you're going to pick certain circles, like this one right here, and just kind of find the template that goes with that circle, and you're just going to make that a little bit wider. So I'm just patting the ink on and then going in a circular motion. And then you can see that that circle is wider than this one, so it gives the appearance of it being closer. So you just repeat this process until you get the background that you like. So I'm just going to add a few more circles. So once you like the amount of circles that you've created with the white craft ink, you're going to look at this again and just see if you need to pull some of those circles forward. So I'm going to pick a couple of these and just make them a little more white. Now see that little white line that's around the circle? I would just actually rub that out with my finger, just so it's not too white, and actually right here too. So I'm just picking a couple of these circles to go back and add more of the white ink, just to bring them forward a little bit. And that's it. That's how you create the bokeh background for your cards. I'll show this one compared to the original sample. And I think, honestly, I kind of overdid it a little bit on the circles here. I like it better where you can see more of the background showing through, but you decide what look you like best. And I also wanted to point out that I added these randomly placed rhinestones because there were some smudges on the card that needed to be covered up. So I hope you enjoyed today's project. For more ideas, you can visit me at KeenanCreations.com. Thanks and have a great day.